So the Jets have officially fired Robert Saleh, or Bobby Saleh, whatever we're calling him these days.
Yeah. Jeff Ulbrich, not Nat Hackett, will be the interim head coach. Listen, a lot of people thought Robert Saleh could be fired if this season went awry. I want to give special credit to Eric Mangini, who on Thursday or Friday on the show made the point that I had not even considered, which was, if Saleh loses this game in particular, it could have awful repercussions. And what I was surprised about with it is like, well, the Vikings are really, 4-0. They're really good. And Mangini's point that I had just forgotten was the owner of the New York Jets for 4 years had to step away from being owner because when Trump was president, Trump named Woody Johnson the ambassador to the United Kingdom. And so Woody Johnson has a lot of friends, political figures, business partners, whomever, over there in London where the game was being played. And Coach's point was, if the Jets lose that game and play poorly and look bad, that is the type of thing that can enrage the owner who's trying to, maybe kind of show off to the people that he used to work around in London, and it could be the last straw. I thought Robert Saleh was getting fired eventually. I did not think he was going to get fired after the Jets defense, which is his thing, played awesome against the Vikings, made Sam Darnold go straight pumpkin mode, and they had a chance to win the game, but Rodgers, screwed it up at the end. But he's fired. So let's look backwards, then look forwards. The look backwards is this. Man, Mike Vrabel was sitting out there this summer. I don't know if Bill Belichick would have taken the job, but Bill Belichick was sitting out there this summer. You decided to run it back with Robert Saleh. And honestly, what did you expect to be after 5 games? 3-2? You're 2-3. It's not like, and now listen, I don't think the Jets are going to be very good, but they have not had the spiral, oh my God, season from hell that usually would get a coach fired this quickly. And it just shows a total lack of foresight or real planning to fire your coach this quickly into the year. Now, the other piece of this, of course, is how much of the blame falls on Aaron Rodgers. And sorry, but a lot of it. Because A, if he played better against the Vikings, they win and the coach isn't fired. But also, and I know Aaron and Saleh tried to tell us at every chance at the press conferences, oh, we're all good. But Aaron consistently letting the whole world know, not my guy this year. And what's crazy is, I think Saleh stayed. I think one of the reasons they didn't fire Saleh was because I'm talking about in the offseason, Aaron didn't want them to. But I said it then, I will say it again. I do not think Aaron Rodgers ever forgave Robert Saleh for calling his trip to Egypt unexcused. And from that moment forward, there was a disconnect. And what should have been, up to that point, the pinnacle of the Jets season, which was them dominating the Patriots, when Saleh tried to hug Aaron, and Aaron shoved, did that to him. You can't tell me that's nothing. That was something then. That was so clearly something then. And then they tried to play it off. Oh, he talks about 2-score leads, talks about this nonsense. And there were just a lot of, and then when the cadence stuff came up, and Aaron's like, oh, well, or you could just hold the guys accountable. There were a lot of not subtle Easter eggs saying they weren't on the same page. So now Robert Saleh pays with his job. And, I mean, DeMonze, how many days ago? 10 days ago? 10 days ago. Maybe 12 days ago. Aaron Rodgers is at a press conference being like, all right, now our big thing is learning how to handle prosperity and expect to dominate, not just win. 12 days later, damn coach is fired. You lose to Bo Nix and Sam Darnold, out of here. I mean, the Jets are just going to be the Jets. And there are certain things, man, that I don't know how to say this without sounding obnoxious, but just listen to me, folks. Some franchises, like the fish rots from the head down, and Jets' lack of competent ownership and front office and head coaching, all of it, made this season dead on arrival from the beginning. And I had to listen to so many people this summer be like, oh, you don't think Breece Hall is a top 3 running back? And I'm like, well, even if he is, he's not going to save you. And also, by the way, you guys seen Breece Hall lately? Have you? Because I have. I saw him carry the ball 10 times for 4 yards against the Broncos and then up that to 9 times for 23 yards against the Vikings. I had to listen to people say I'm underrating Garrett Wilson because I said he's a really good but not a great player yet. I had people tell me Aaron Rodgers is going to fix everything. The last time Aaron Rodgers was awesome, Mac Jones was a Pro Bowler. And the amount of people, fans can be fans, the amount of people in my profession, some of whom fancy themselves quarterbacking experts, that just swore up and down, oh, this Jets team with that defense, with the quarterbacking you're going to get from Aaron Rodgers, that's a championship contender. They fired their coach before the election. Like, so I don't know what to tell you other than I told you already. And Jets fans deserve better. The Jets franchise does not. Their players might, but the general franchise doesn't. And now you've got an interim head coach. Do you think, oh man, DeMonze, do you think Rodgers is still going to do his McAfee interview today? Ooh, boy.
Yeah, I mean, if he does,
Tuesday.
We'll definitely shake the table, whatever he's going to say, because he's going to say something. But,
yeah.
Yeah, maybe hold off on it, but I can't put that past. Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
No, I can't. So, like, Devontae Adams does a hit with Kay Adams on FanDuel. And shout out to Kay Adams. She's done a really nice job getting these interviews, breaking news. Devontae canceled his today because he's in the midst of trade rumors and I totally get that. Like, I understand why it's like, it's probably not good for anybody for me to come on right now. I don't know, man. I feel like Rodgers is going to pop on McAfee and be like, man, ain't this something? And I don't think Rodgers went to Woody Johnson and said, fire the coach. I don't think that at all. I do think that if he has any sense of self-awareness, he understands that a lot of the dominoes that had to fall for Robert Saleh to get fired before Doug Peterson, for Robert Saleh to be the first guy out, were set into motion by him. Okay.
And not Nat Hackett.
So,
like, Nat Hackett is his guy, and he's the
I
side
know,
of the
that
ball
was
that's been crummy.
Oh, right. Well, you can't fire Nat Hackett because that's Rodgers' guy. And that's the guy Rodgers wants there, and that's saying it's the offense's fault. You can't do that. Like, somebody tweeted this and they're correct. What do you mean the Jets fired their head coach? I just checked the roster and Aaron Rodgers still on the team. There is that element of it. Also, I shouted out Mangini. I want to shout out Wilds as well, which was Wilds last week after the Broncos thing and the whole cadence argument said that Robert Saleh should consider going on the attack. Essentially, instead of just always eating bleep from Rodgers, being like, you know what? If I'm going to get fired, I'm going to go out on my sword and kind of firing back. It seemed like a crazy thought. Here's the thing I know. It couldn't have ended worse than this. He wouldn't have been fired any quicker if he had done that. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.